The NFL thought Myles Garrett alone was unfair. Now analysts are warning that if Aaron Donald returns, the Rams won't just have the league's best defense, they could build the most terrifying defensive front football has ever seen. The only question is, can anyone survive it?
Starting with the Rams. Now, the Rams made some offseason changes to their defense, acquiring Trent McDuffie in a trade with Kansas City and signing former Chiefs corner Jalen Watson. McDuffie signed a 4-year extension to make him the highest-paid corner in NFL history, while Watson inked a 3-year deal with LA. The duo won 2 Super Bowls together in Kansas City. So they make some offseason additions, and everyone wants to talk about Myles Garrett, obviously. Yep. But how important is bolstering this secondary?
Oh, it was huge. It was a weak spot for them a year ago. And if I'm playing in that secondary, I have all the confidence in the world. I look at Sonny in A Bronx Tale when he let the bikers in the bar and told them, now you can't leave. Like, that's what I would be telling offenses when they walk in. Like, you are not going anywhere. We have locked the gates, and we're about to whoop your this entire game, because when you have a guy like Myles Garrett up front, Byron Young, and all of those guys, Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson, you can just attack and sit there and be so aggressive in the back end. I think this Rams team and this defense is going to be unbelievable this year under Chris Shula.
So, Hawk, this defense is absolutely stacked. So how can an offense be effective against the Rams defense? It's a tall task.
Yeah, if I had that answer, I wouldn't be sitting here on this show. I promise you that. But my strategy for anybody going against the Rams would be to utilize some of that quick game as much as you can. Get the ball out of the quarterback's hands, because Myles Garrett is going to pin his ear back. If by some stretch of the imagination they get Aaron Donald, good luck. But the part of their defense that you want to try to exploit is the middle. Their linebackers, because they put so much into their secondary. Yeah. They've put so much in their defensive line. How do we get those linebackers playing in space? How do we get them indecisive? How do we utilize screens? Again, quick game in that West Coast offense, a la Mike Shanahan. How do we get play action going to get them to not trust their eyes? As much as you can, you attack the weakness of the defense and you get the ball out of the quarterback's hands, because Myles Garrett is coming.
The Rams and their new look defense, the Super Bowl favorites. You have to think if Aaron Donald comes out of retirement and joins the team, their chances go up even further to win it all.
If Aaron Donald's back, and that's Myles Garrett,
I mean, that's a problem, man.
Those aren't the only guys on the defensive line either.
Right.
Okay? Like, they've got some real terrific football players already in the front seven.
Yeah, they do.
Okay? That guy Landman tackles everybody. Could you imagine if Donald is up front? I mean, what if they just decide to get particularly evil at one point, Coach Shula, and you put Garrett and Donald next to each other?
Can I just read these names?
Go ahead.
Kobe Turner, Poona Ford, Braden Fisk, Brian Young, the Landman, Myles Garrett, Trent McDuffie, Quentin Lake. Now add Aaron Donald. We're talking about the 2000 Ravens, the 85 Bears. We're talking about one of the best defenses ever.
On paper, I get it. I know you got to keep saying it until they actually do it, but it is just stupid. Because one of my favorite moments in the NFL in the past few years is, you remember Myles Garrett crossover dribbled and then lined up in the middle of the defensive line.
He's back there
and
just kind of goofing.
Did he cause people to jump just by showing up there?
We're going to see some things this year.
And if it's him and Donald right up the middle, and then you got edge rushers already. Some of those guys you just mentioned. How many sacks for Turner or Young last year? You look that up for me?
Let's see.
Then we'll throw it a break.
Kobe Turner had 7.
Right. And
Young had 12.
Yeah, Brian Young had 12.
Okay.
Byron Young.
Yeah, Byron Young.
Come on now.
I mean, that's crazy.
So let's just let them try and hunt, and let's just put Donald and Garrett next to each other.
I mean,
it's
silly.
Again, Aaron Donald is one of the only human beings on planet Earth who could make Myles Garrett look in the mirror and say, "Do I look fat in this shirt?" And Myles Garrett is one of the only human beings on the planet, if not the only human being on the planet, that makes Aaron Donald sit at home and go, maybe I do want to play one more year. Because Donald is one of those Hall of Famers, like Mel Blount and the other a couple other guys. You show up when you go every year to Canton, Ohio. You're like, that guy has an age today, and he can give me half a game of snaps, if not a full game.
Calvin Johnson, Ladina Johnson.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
exactly. They show
They
up
look
in
the
their,
same.
in their tailored
Yeah.
gold jackets, and they look like they just stepped off the field. Donald's one of them. I cannot belabor this point enough. And you just heard what Gerald had to say.
The NFL has already seen what happens when Myles Garrett takes over a football game. One player can completely destroy an offensive plan. One mistake from a tackle, 1 second too long in the pocket, and the quarterback is already on the ground. But now, the football world is discussing a possibility that could change everything. Because the Los Angeles Rams are not just building around Myles Garrett. They are building a defense designed to make quarterbacks run out of answers. And the biggest question surrounding this team is simple. What if Aaron Donald came back for one more season? It is the type of scenario that sounds almost unfair. Myles Garrett attacking from the edge. Aaron Donald collapsing the pocket from the inside. Two generational defensive forces creating pressure from every direction. Even before that possibility, the Rams have already transformed their defense into one of the most dangerous units in the league. And the reason is simple. They fixed the biggest weakness that held them back. Their secondary. And that is where this defensive revolution truly begins. For years, the NFL is focused on defensive lines. The stars who get sacks. The players who create chaos. But great defenses are not only built by pressure. They are built by forcing quarterbacks to hold the football. And that is exactly why the Rams made a major move. Los Angeles added Trent McDuffie through a trade with Kansas City and signed former Chiefs cornerback Jalen Watson. These are not just talented players. They are winners. McDuffie and Watson already have championship chemistry after winning 2 Super Bowls together with the Chiefs. McDuffie then secured a massive 4-year extension, becoming the highest-paid cornerback in NFL history. Watson followed with a 3-year deal. The message from Los Angeles was clear. The message from Los Angeles was clear. They were not satisfied with being good. They wanted to build a defense that could control games. Because now opposing quarterbacks face a terrifying decision. Hold the ball? Myles Garrett is coming. Throw quickly? McDuffie and Watson are waiting. And when an offense has no comfortable option, that is when elite defenses take over. But the secondary is only one part of this nightmare. Because the Rams already have serious firepower rushing the quarterback. The scary part about this Rams defense is that Myles Garrett is not joining a weak unit. He is joining a defense that already showed signs of becoming dangerous. Last season, Byron Young recorded 12 sacks. Kobe Turner added 7 sacks, proving he can create pressure from the interior. Now add Myles Garrett to that group. Suddenly, offensive lines have a nightmare. They cannot double everyone. They cannot protect every gap. They cannot predict where pressure is coming from. Under defensive coordinator Chris Shula, this defense has the flexibility to attack in multiple ways. Garrett can move around. The defensive front can create confusion. The secondary can give the pass rush more time. And that creates the ultimate problem for offenses. There is no easy solution. But then comes the question that has football fans imagining something even bigger. What happens if Aaron Donald actually joins this equation? Aaron Donald remains one of the most dominant defensive players football has ever seen. Even after retirement, his name still carries fear across the league. Because Donald was not just a great player. He was a player who changed games before the ball was even snapped. Now imagine that same level of dominance next to Myles Garrett. On paper, the lineup is almost impossible to ignore. Myles Garrett, Aaron Donald, Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, Byron Young, Trent McDuffie, Quentin Lake. A collection of talent that looks more like a fantasy roster than a real NFL defense. analysts have even compared the potential to legendary defenses like the 2000 Ravens and the 1985 Bears. Of course, those teams became legendary because they proved everything on the field. Talent does not automatically create history. But the reason people are fascinated is because the foundation is terrifying. Because if Garrett is already difficult to stop, adding Aaron Donald would create a completely different level of pressure. And that leads to the final question. How would any offense survive? Against a defense like this, offenses would have to play differently. The strategy would be simple. Get the ball out fast. Quick throws. Screens. Timing routes. Play action. Anything to avoid allowing Garrett and Donald time to destroy the pocket. The one area teams might try to attack is the linebackers. Force them into difficult decisions. Create mismatches. Use motion. Attack the middle of the field. Because challenging Garrett on the edge or allowing Donald to control the interior could become a disaster. The problem? Every adjustment creates another weakness somewhere else. Throw quickly, the secondary closes space. Hold the ball, the pass rush arrives. Try to run? You still have to survive one of the most talented defensive fronts imaginable. And that is why this Rams defense has created so much excitement. The NFL has seen legendary defenses before. The 1985 Bears, the 2000 Ravens, units that did not just stop opponents, they intimidated them. The Rams now have a chance to create something special. Myles Garrett brings unstoppable pass rush ability. Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson bring championship coverage. Byron Young and Kobe Turner already provide production. And Aaron Donald remains the ultimate question. Because if one of the greatest defenders of all time ever decided to return, the NFL would not just have another contender. It would have a defense that could completely change how offenses approach the game. A defense built to pressure quarterbacks. A defense built to erase mistakes. A defense built to make every offensive coordinator lose sleep. And maybe the most frightening part is this. The Rams might already be dangerous without Aaron Donald. But if football ever sees Garrett and Donald on the same field, the league may discover just how terrifying a defense can truly become.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.